Hello everyone, Joanne with stampinginthevalley.stampinup.net and welcome to my craft room. It's time for the free card kits for March. It's almost spring. I'm so excited. So flowers came into mind. Flowers and greenery came into mind. And these are the two cards that I came up with. Now, how do you receive free card kits from me? It's very easy. Just place an order. Any size order receives the free card kits. Now, I do have other specials that go on through the month. Please click the Show More button right here on the lower left corner of this YouTube video, and a box will drop down and you can sign up on my email list. That's the best way to get informed about every special and card class that I have going on for this month. So I'm going to be back in just a second, but with this, please use the host code right here for the month of March. That's my March host code right there. And when you do that, that prompts me to send you these two free card kits. I'll be back in just a moment. We'll start to put one together. Okay, for the first card, we're going to put this one together. When I designed this card, I thought about outside in the springtime, a wooden fence, some flowers, and some greenery. And that's how I came up with this card. I'm using the Daisy Lane stamp set. This is in the annual catalog. This pairs with both of our punches, both the Daisy punch, the medium, and I think this is large, but it pairs with both the punches, and I use them both. I'm using Cinnamon Cider, Blushing Bride, and Daffodil Delight. The ink that I'm using here is Cinnamon Cider, Old Olive, Blushing Bride, and Daffodil Delight. Let's move this aside. And now in your kit, this is the way it'll come. I'll score the cardstock for you, but I won't fold it. But all of your pieces are in the envelope. So you just have to bring them out. Now, I designed these kits, like I say, for, of course, you to use just about any stamp set that you have with them. So, but if you have this one, it really looks pretty. So let's go ahead and open our ink. Daffodil Delight and Blushing Bride first. We're going to work with our envelope. Now remember, anything that comes to you is not stamped. I'm not allowed to do that. That's a Stampin' Up! Rule. I don't have to use the Stampin' Pierce mat because these are red rubber stamps. And I'm just going to stamp my flower right here on the outside of my envelope in Daffodil Delight. Oh, so pretty. And then I'm going to take the smaller one in Blushing Bride. And I'm going to alternate the petals. This makes such a pretty effect. I'm just going to alternate these petals and stamp. Oh, isn't that pretty? Really makes that flower pop. And I'm just going to put a Blushing Bride one on the back. Right there. And let me clean my stamp. And I'm going to use a little Daffodil Delight, because if you can put one flower, you can put two, right? So there's our envelope. Okay. Let's go ahead and work with our card here. And let's work with the inside of the card. I'll get the stamping done first. So on the top, right here, it's your time to shine. I forgot to get that out. Okay, and we're going to do that in Cinnamon Cider. And then we're going to make another little flower in the corner. So we're just going to take It's Your Time to Shine. Open this up. Right there. Beautiful. Now we're going to go ahead and get our flowers going. Again, in the corner. Daffodil Delight with the big one. All about flowers, right? And blooming. Let me clean my stamp, my little one. And I'll go into the Blushing Bride. And right over top, but alternate your petals. Just like that. Oh my goodness, that is so pretty for the inside of the card, right? All right, let's work on the outside. So I'm going to take my flowers here, and they'll alternate, okay? So you'll have two of the large flowers, bases, and then we'll go ahead and attach the smaller with glue dots. Just going to put a glue dot here and another glue dot on the other one here in the center. And then again, I'm going to alternate my petals right here. Now, of course, you can embellish the inside of these. You can always take my kits and do just a little bit more with them if you'd like. You could put rhinestones or any type of embellishment that you have if you'd like to on the center. I'm going to put 2 dimensionals. Well, 1 on each. Not 2 on each. That's perfect size for those dimensionals, right? Okay, let's move these aside. Let's go ahead and work with our base. And we'll get our, what I'm calling our fence. And I'm going to place this toward the bottom right here. And I'm just going to kind of look at it. And I want to do my stamping first, okay? So I'm going to get Smile. Let me just hold this in cinnamon cider. Just going to put that right here. Perfect. Okay. Now I already know now where the smile is. I'm going to open the old olive and I'm going to take my fern. Now watch how I do this fern. Stamp it. Get the ink on there really well of old olive. And you're going to stamp like once, that's the first generation, twice, second generation, leaving the tip on the, don't get off of the page, okay? And then another one for the third generation. Isn't that pretty? Grass always has a lot, and greenery, any type of fern and greenery always has a lot of color to it. You know, a lot of different variations of the same color. So we're going to do that again. 1, 2, and 3. Kind of almost reminds me of I need to mow, right? Now let's go ahead and put our fence. And that's how I got that effect of this just sticking up through there. Isn't that pretty? It's almost like ferns growing on your fence at your house. So there's the deboss side and the emboss side. I want the lines up. You can put it any way you'd like. I'm going to use a little Tombow. That's just gorgeous. You could even do that on the outside of the envelope, that fern. That would look so pretty, right? And now let's go ahead and place this toward the bottom, but let's leave our 1/4 of an inch border here the best we can with this, just like that. So there's our brown fence and our grass outside of the front of our house. Did I just say brown grass and our fence? Is that what I said? There's our grass or fern or anything that's blooming and our brown fence. And now we'll go ahead and place our little flowers that are coming up through our fence for the summer. Coming into spring, going into summer. So cute, right? Well, here's our first card. All right, I'll be back in just a second. Here's our pretty little envelope. I like the flower on it. It's pretty, right? Happiness, all happiness. Definitely a lot of happiness going on with this card, right? There we go. Now it does make you smile, doesn't it? Okay, back in a second. We'll put the other one together. Okay, with this card, I used the Pierced Blooms dies with the In Bloom stamp set. I love this. They just are so retro, these flowers, to me. I absolutely love them. These dies are fantastic. There's so many in here. Look at these dies. And I know many of you have them. There's loads of flowers and greenery and even this beautiful bow. So I've used this a lot. Really have enjoyed this set. So for this month, I was going back to the annual catalog. Have a little fun. But incorporating something new, the Hive embossing folder. I love this embossing folder. Let's move this aside. I'm using Cinnamon Cider, Flirty Flamingo, and Poppy Parade. If you notice with both of these cards, I'm using 2 colors in the in colors, the Bumblebee and the Cinnamon Cider. They will be retiring come the end of May, right? And So yeah, so if you love those colors, you might want to stock up now. Now all of these little pieces are in your envelope, okay? So look for them. There's little stems, the flowers, the insides of the flowers, and the tag, and of course I will emboss that for you. Now you have the option to use the deboss side or the emboss side of the Hive embossing folder. Isn't that pretty? See, that's how that would look. But I used it like this, like honeycomb. So that I really love that. I am in love with this embossing folder. I'm big on embossing folders. I think they give you a great background. I'm going to glue this on with some Tombow. And we're going to use some extra Tombow on this because of how embossed it is, right? Just a little bit more than normal. Right there. Okay. Because it does roll up a little bit. It can, and it will pull the paper together a little bit and shrink it. You'll see this when I lay it on here. The border, top and bottom, is just a little thicker. It's just because the paper shrinks. It's 5 1/4 by 4, but when I emboss it, it shrinks up a little bit. It's not like you can really tell, right? But I wanted you to see that. Because if you're laying something on top of it that's 5 1/4 by 4, you're probably going to have to trim it. Okay. So there's that. Let's go ahead and let's flip to our envelope here. Let's have some fun with some ink. So now for this I will use my pad because I have photopolymer stamps. Now what was I thinking when I didn't get all my stamps out? I have my sentiment out. I need my flower here. I need this flower. And then I used this little, I love this little flower right here. So retro. I can't help it. It's just part of me. I was a teenager in the 70s. So that's where this comes from. I love anything bubbly letters, and even my kids, they're like, when we go shopping, they're like, Mom, everything you like is tie-dye. I'm like, I'm sorry, my eye just goes to it. And let me use some Old Olive ink also. So Bumblebee, Old Olive, Flirty Flamingo, Poppy Parade. That's what we're going to use on this one. So yes, Bumblebee will be retiring along with Cinnamon Cider. I want to use those colors. Plus they're pretty good for the spring. Okay, let's go ahead and stamp our stem. I didn't get that one out either. It's okay. Let's go ahead and stamp our stem right here, the front of our card, just like so. Oh, so pretty. And let's stamp our flower in Poppy Parade. Oh, it's so pretty. It's just vibrant. I love Poppy Parade. We'll put that right here. Even if you had to write, well, that's enough space for a return address, I do believe. Now, a little bit, the little flowers kind of, I don't know, blowing in around our little Poppy Parade here. Big flower. Put that one here, and that one out here. Isn't that pretty? And then we'll just put one back here. Now our envelope is completed. I love that. Let's go ahead and stamp our sentiment. This die comes from the Pierce Blooms, and you are amazing in Bumblebee. Nice. Get a really nice image when you use a cushion underneath a photopolymer stamp. Always remember that. You know, like in Paper Pumpkin, we can even use a little piece of the cardboard. Now we're going to do Happy Birthday, You Are the Best. On the inside of the card. Let's go ahead and get that. Open that up. I'm going to do that up there in Bumblebee. Happy birthday, you are the best. You really are the best, is what it says. Ah, love it. Good. Now we're going to make our little flower again. Old Olive. And like I say, this is the stamp set that I'm using, but you can always use something else. You have a nice base and nice flowers and the sentiment tag. But I thought this came cute. Oh, look at that. Poppy Parade is gorgeous. And again, we're going to put 3 little flowers, just kind of having fun around the big flower. And you have plenty of room on there to write a nice little greeting, right? And this looks so nice when we go ahead, and now we're going to decorate. We're going to take this palette and make it beautiful. We're going to take our stems. Now, if you were cutting these yourself, you could use adhesive strips, but you're going to get these, so you can use any kind of adhesive that you want on it. Oh, you guys know I'm a liquid glue kind of person. Just going to come down here with some dots of it, making sure I get the tips, okay? Let's put one right here, just like that. And let's do the same thing on the other one. Oh, from a palette of just white, I say this all the time, we've made something beautiful. My dad would always taught me to make something from nothing. He would always say, if you make something from nothing, you'll be successful. There we go. Oh, so pretty. Okay, here's our sentiment. Just, I think I'll put just 2 dimensionals on here will be just fine. They're sticking to the glue that's stuck to my fingers. So we're going to do this. And then right here, where it crosses, we're going to go ahead. See how I have one shorter than the other? Just gives it a little something. And then this is really easy to line up because see how it has those points? You could put it like right in the middle. It just kind of helps you with direction, right? Let's go ahead and decorate our flowers, Poppy Parade and Flirty Flamingo. I'm going to put the little dots on here with the bumblebee with a little tombow on both of these flowers. Am I in camera? Yeah, okay. Just a little. I'm almost out of camera, right? There we go. We'll put our little centers there. Cute. And a couple of dimensionals. And our cards are done. This one goes here. Oh! Doesn't it make it come to life? I love it. What a happy way to start my day, because it's early morning while I'm doing this video. Okay, we'll put this one right here. Well, that is a happy way to start the day, isn't it? Okay, here are the 2 card kits for these are free card kits for the month of March. This one, and of course I always send the envelope. You get the base, all the pieces to put them together just like I have, or you can always do your own thing. I really appreciate every one of you. Please use the host code when you place the order. There is a link here where the Show More button is to go ahead and order from my online store. Thanks again for watching, and let's all get together and do some happy crafting.